This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. Up to Thursday now. Let's check in with John Scholes. Yeah, the forecast. Good morning, John.
Well, it feels very much like it did yesterday morning, actually. Not a whole lot of change going on, which I guess is not a bad thing since the weather was so beautiful yesterday. Tomorrow, maybe slight chance of rainfall. You know, we need that rain. Down about 5.5 inches, so it'll be nice to see a little bit of it. Taking a look at current temperatures across the region, 64 degrees, Mayaca, Northport at 66, Venice 67, so's Inglewood, Longboat Key at 68, 65 degrees in Bradenton, Sarasota, you've got 63. Forecast for today calls for daytime highs that are going to probably top out around the 81, 82 degree mark. And no chance of rainfall today. That changes tomorrow, though. We'll have that forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, taking a look at our top story this morning, a piece of paper a student received from a charter school in Manatee County has one parent very upset.
Yeah, it involves sexual orientation. Our Rick Adams has the story.
I was shocked of what was on it and how it was delivered.
What Susanna Condon of East Bradenton is talking about is the paper she discovered with her 12-year-old daughter's stuff. It was a dozen in-depth questions about sexual orientation and how to talk to your parents about coming out, given to her by a counselor at the Manatee County School for the Arts.
This is something for a parent and child, not for a school to hand out random papers that are, to me, they look like they were made for an older child. Some of the questions are not age appropriate.
Dr. Bill Jones is principal of the school. He is in full support of what the counselor did. Jones tells us the paperwork is one of the resources recommended through the Florida Department of Education for students who have questions about their sexuality and other issues.
When a counselor is confronted with a student who has a question, it's hard for them to just walk away. And he was kind enough to print this out and hand it to her.
Jones says for something like this, you don't need a parent's permission. This has been receiving a lot of mixed reaction on Facebook. Donna says, who do they think they are? My child would be out of there so fast. And Brianne says, I don't really see a problem with this. Schools don't just teach math and science, they also talk about health and human sexuality. Condon tells us her daughter is doing well with all this and that she feels comfortable talking to her about the whole sexual orientation issue. She says she will let her finish the school year at Manatee School for the Arts and then decide what to do after that.
She really enjoys her friends there. So at age 12, your friends are very important to you. So it's hard for me whether to decide to take her away from her friends just because the school is not using good judgment.
In Manatee County, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7. Your Suncoast News.
And speaking of charter schools, the state is considering a $200 million emergency fund that allows charter schools to set up in areas with failing schools. The Schools for Success program would use money to shift students away from public schools with failing grades year after year. It is a top priority of the House Speaker, Richard Corcoran, of the Lutz area.
New this morning, deputies in Charlotte County are investigating after a man barricaded himself inside a Port Charlotte home and reportedly shot himself.
Sheriff deputies were called to a home on Satsuma Avenue in Port Charlotte about an aggravated battery with a firearm incident. Robert Barrett had fled that location before they arrived. Shortly after, they found him barricaded at a house on Desmond Street, armed with a handgun. The SWAT team tried several times to get him out of the house. They later found him believed to be with a self-inflicted fatal gunshot wound.
The wife of an Allman Brothers Band founding member and guitarist had her first court appearance yesterday. Donna Betts was ordered to pay a $180,000 bond and granted supervised release. Betts is the wife of rock legend Dickie Betts. She's charged with 18 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. According to Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies, rowers with Sarasota crew were getting into the water with their boats at Spanish Point on Monday. That's when Betts walked on her nearby dock and then pointed a rifle at 18 rowers and threatened to shoot them if they came on her property. Her attorney says she had no intention of using the weapon, but the news was still shocking to many who know her in the community.
There are kids, and by taking a gun to them, you never know what kind of effect that's going to have them on the long run.
You know, there are regulations and things like that, but the water is a shared asset for the whole city, and it's probably one of Sarasota's best assets.
The judge ordered Betts to not have contact with anyone from the rowing team. She's also required to wear an ankle monitor and submit to random drug testing. Her next trial has been set for May 5th. 3 men are behind bars on felony charges in Sarasota County after deputies say they attempted to use fake credit cards. It happened at Saks Fifth Avenue at the mall at UTC on Tuesday afternoon. Loss prevention staff at the mall say the men entered the store and one attempted to use 2 credit cards that were declined and then found that they were fake. The men left the store and got into a black Escalade. That's when deputies were able to catch up to that car and arrest Michael Medina, who's charged with criminal use of personal information, Alexander Brito Magdalano, and Yosmani Alfonso Cruz, who are charged with possessing counterfeit credit cards. All 3 of those men have since been released on bond.
A scam arrest in Manatee County. A Palmetto woman is accused of lying about being pregnant to a local adoption agency. 41-year-old Rebecca Freeman faces charges of adoption fraud. Deputies say this woman here on the screen contacted Family Creations Adoptions in Bradenton saying she was pregnant and willing to put the child up for adoption. But over the course of 5 months, Freeman began dodging appointments while still receiving significant financial assistance from the agency for rent, health, and comfort items. We spoke to one local adoption agency that says that type of fraud can be traumatic for an adopting couple.
Having someone that scams them is really to them like having a miscarriage all over again. They end up on that roller coaster with a fatal crash, and it's very devastating.
We reached out to the agency involved. They said by law they cannot discuss individual cases.
Switching gears, new this morning, city planners in Northport are looking towards the community for input on what to do about 5 historic neighborhoods. The city is hosting a public meeting tonight to discuss the neighborhoods of Biscayne Gardens, Hyde Park, Spearman, Highland Ridge, and Fabian. Those areas have some of the oldest structures in the city. The city wants people from each of those communities to come out to better understand the strengths and weaknesses of the areas and what needs to be done to them. That meeting takes place tonight at the Boys and Girls Club on South Biscayne Drive from 6 to 8. Also in Northport today, a meeting for one of the city's oldest and most popular swimming holes. Commissioners will be meeting about Warm Mineral Springs. Now they're trying to decide its historical value and possibly adding it to the National Historical Registry and also the Northport Local Registry of Historic Sites and Structures. Another topic will be whether or not to replace the age-old building altogether or renovate it to keep its historical value. That workshop is this afternoon at 2 o'clock in City Hall.
Members of the Tampa Bay Lightning organization will be in a Sarasota County school today. Players and staff will visit Oak Park School on Proctor Road this morning. Oak Park's assistant principal says it's important for kids to know the benefits of physical fitness. The school provides educational support and therapy to students with special needs from pre-K up to the age of 22. Lightning reps will be on hand doing 4 one-hour sessions starting at 10 o'clock this morning. That's file video from inside the arena. Not today's video, obviously, yet. We'll have more on that later. And it's great that the team reaches out to the community.
Definitely.
Absolutely is. I've never played hockey.
Haven't you really?
Never, ever, ever.
I did years and years on the ice. Yep.
What about you?
I never played hockey. I did play a little bit once when I tried out for a dance team for a hockey team in North Carolina. So made it to the final rounds, but didn't end up making it all the way.
Hockey dance team?
Yeah, it's a thing.
They do have cheerleaders now.
I did not know that.
They do.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So I played a little bit of hockey when I had to do my tryout.
Never stop learning. That's what I say.
Right.
We have some pleasant weather for you this afternoon. Maybe a chance of some much-needed rainfall tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right. Well, still ahead as temperatures rise, so do alligator sightings. Why you can expect to see more reptiles out and about.
And later in the hour, one last chance today to see spring training. Stay with us.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're watching temperatures across the region, which are about where they were yesterday, coming in at 63 with a dew point coming in at 59. Just about the same sort of conditions that we had yesterday. Dew point values will continue to rise this afternoon as winds again shift out of the southwest. Right now they're southeast, coming in at about 5. Could get a little breezier too a little later on this afternoon. Tomorrow I think will be a breezy day as a frontal boundary kind of limps its way closer to us and brings us our best chance of rainfall this week. Maybe the best chance of rainfall for the next 7 days, in fact. A lot of starry skies out there right now. Pretty nice start to the morning. Should have no issues on the roadways weather-wise. 65 at Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca 64, 65 Parish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 66. So's Northport. Punta Gorda comes in at 60. 67 degrees in Inglewood and Venice and 68 at Longboat Key. State of Florida, quiet right now. Nice offshore wind flow. We are seeing again today, according to Moat Marine spotters who went out and sampled air quality, no issues with any area beaches in terms of red tide toxins in the air. So we love that. Again, this afternoon, watch for that wind to become a little bit more onshore and a little breezier as well, a little more so than yesterday. Quiet across the entire peninsula. No rain falling anywhere. We do have some showers back out in the open Gulf waters. Now, the frontal boundary, which is approaching, is going to tap into that moisture supply of the northern Gulf and help create a few more showers and thunderstorms there over the next 24 hours. Right now, it's producing some pretty heavy thunderstorm activity in parts of Louisiana and then stretching all the way up into near the Ohio Valley, into the heartland anyway. There is a slight potential here for tornadic activity in parts of Louisiana. And then a little later on today, that severe weather threat is going to extend over a great deal of the Tennessee Valley. So if you're traveling today, take note that there could be some inclement weather anywhere from Cincinnati down through Nashville or Memphis and then on into Louisiana Delta region as well. For us, no issues here. We are looking good. The frontal boundary itself will kind of limp in this direction. Most of the energy lifting north with it as that low tracks up to the north, and we get a few scattered showers out here in the Gulf. But I think by the time those showers actually make it closer to us, they will have dissipated significantly so that mostly what we will see will be maybe an isolated shower, maybe a thunderstorm, probably tomorrow starting around the noontime hour and extending into the evening hour. I think by midnight it's all over with, and then the weekend looks spectacular. So today, sunny skies, mild afternoon highs, no rain again today, maybe a few showers around tomorrow. And then we'll look for those breezy winds, which could make for less than perfect boating conditions for tomorrow. But the weekend, those winds should subside and things should look pretty nice. Remember, fire danger remains high, though it has come down just a little bit in Lee County. That because of a little bit more moisture in the air. On the scale, most of us right now are in the high to moderate category for fire danger risk. Forecast for us looks pretty good today. We'll have a daytime high that tops out about where we did yesterday, say 81. Little breezy tomorrow with that 30% rain chance. Then clearing, comfortable, and lots of sunshine for the weekend. Back to you.
Very nice. Thank you, John. Well, drivers encountered a bit of a roadblock on I-75 in Broward County. Look at this. A small plane landed on the interstate Wednesday afternoon. The FAA says 2 people were on board the craft, no injuries. It's still unclear what forced the pilot to land on the highway. The crash remains under FAA investigation. Well, good news for bicyclists now. Sarasota County committing more money to fund the extension of the Legacy Trail. Commissioners identified $8.6 million in funding to extend the trail farther north. The extension would run the trail from Culver House Nature Park to Bay Vista. That funding required the county to ditch plans to buy and conserve the Mayaca River Oyster Bar property on Vamo Drive. The completed project to bring the Legacy Trail to Payne Park should cost $60 million.
Well, as temperatures get warmer, alligators are on the move. Some of them are starting to show up in places, well, where they shouldn't be. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick explains.
It's the beginning of alligator mating season, which means the males are traveling from one freshwater source to another looking for the females. It also means that they may turn up in places that you typically wouldn't see them, like a golf course, crossing the street, or even a tennis court. This is what a group of tennis players were met with at the Englewood Sports Complex Wednesday morning. Somehow, this 8-foot-long alligator bit off more than he could chew. He got inside the courts and couldn't figure out how to get out.
I think he was trying to go along the fence line, trying to find a way to get out. And our thought is that he was here overnight, that he got in the middle of the night and just couldn't see well enough.
Authorities were called to the scene and trappers wrangled the reptile.
Sheriff's office came down and that officer was able to tie him to the tennis post. That way he couldn't get out or harm or injure anybody, and that kept him contained in the area until the trappers could get him here to go ahead and take him away from the park.
Wildlife experts say it's the start of alligator mating season, so it's common for male alligators to be in the mood for love and travel in search of a female.
They're on the prowl, they're looking for their mates, so they're on the move. Normally they're stationary in their territory.
Not only are these creatures more active during mating season, but they're also more aggressive.
They're going to be more likely to charge you or attempt to attack. Basically, you just don't want to go near the edge of the water.
If you avoid them, alligators will likely avoid you. Experts say there have only been a total of 30 alligator attack deaths in 50 years.
They can climb 6-foot-high fences, they can dig under fences, and they can hold their breath for up to 45 minutes or more and swim through storm drains from one pond to another. So there may not have been one there yesterday, but there could potentially be one there today.
Wildlife experts say to treat every freshwater source as if it has an alligator in it and stay away from the water's edge. These animals will be much more aggressive this time of year through October when these eggs hatch. Reporting at Sarasota Jungle Gardens, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
That would add a new wrinkle to tennis, to leave the alligator out there on the court.
I know, I was about to say, you play tennis all the time. How would you feel if that alligator was out there?
It might help my concentration. I don't know. Maybe it'll be better for me. I don't know. Wow.
I don't know how Erin would feel if she saw that on one of her tennis courts.
No, she wouldn't like that. My wife runs a tennis club. That's what she's referring to. And no, that would certainly change the course of the competition indeed.
Definitely.
No.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Uber releasing a list of some of the strangest things left behind in cars. Certainly some odd items. You don't want to miss this story.
And next half hour, a follow-up on a federal judge's decision to block President Trump's travel ban. Details coming up.
It took a lot of work and dedication for 7 teachers to start our credit union and create a foundation that we continue to build on today. At Achieva, we never lose sight of the values that have defined us for over 75 years. And that's good to know. Achieva, banking for good.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
It took a lot of work and dedication for 7 teachers to start our credit union and create a foundation that we continue to build on today. At Achieva, we never lose sight of the values that have defined us for over 75 years, and that's good to know. Achieva, banking for good.
Welcome back. Thursday morning, 5:22 right now.
Well, Samsung has introduced the Galaxy S8. Now, that's the company's first phone since that combustible Note 7 was recalled.
Yeah, and why would a bike cost $40,000? Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have the story.
In today's Tech Bite, Samsung is out with its first major phone since the last one was recalled due to fire hazards.
The Galaxy S8 has many new features, such as an edge-to-edge screen, but more importantly, it has new safety checks to prevent the battery fires that plagued the Galaxy Note 7.
The S8 comes out on April 21st.
So take a look at this bike. It's the latest aerodynamic bicycle technology. It was created along with luxury car maker Bugatti.
It weighs just 11 pounds and goes on sale later this year with a price tag of about $40,000.
Wow.
And Uber is out with a new list of the weirdest items left behind in its cars. The list includes a laser, a rubber mallet, Cheetos.
Also, meat packets, bulletproof vests, Valium, Salsa Verde. By the way, the most forgetful cities, LA and New York.
Gotta go back for the bulletproof vest.
Yeah, and the kite. Those are your Tech Bites.
Now.
%100% whole grains, real chocolate chips, Quaker Chewy. Break out the good.
When you have allergies, it can seem like triggers pop up everywhere. Luckily, there's powerful 24-hour non-drowsy Claritin. It provides relief of symptoms that can be triggered by over 200 different allergens. Live Claritin Clear.
Some people say we live at Burlington, and you know what? She's been here like 3 times this month.
Burlington has new stuff all the time. The prices are amazing. This wasn't here last week. I'm coming back tomorrow.
At least I know where to find you.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-297-5313. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target or Sears store today.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, for the first time, the public will hear the Senate Intelligence Committee thoughts on Russia's involvement in last year's election.
An assisted living facility in Bradenton facing a hefty fine after kicking out dozens of families.
And members of the Tampa Bay Rays on the Suncoast today, what they're doing to help Sarasota students.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, 528 Thursday. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Almost the end of the week. We are in the long stretch.
That's right. And John says if you liked yesterday's weather, you might like today's as well.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be almost a carbon copy. It really is. The only difference there might be is a little breezier during the afternoon, but I like that. That's going to feel good, I think. Tomorrow, we have an actual chance of seeing some rain showers around, so that'll be a pleasant thing to see as well. We are so desperately in need of some rainfall. 5.5 inches down for the year, and for the month, about 1.75 inches, so we could use some. Temperatures across the region, generally mid-60s as you move inland, closer to the upper 60s as you get closer to the coastline. 68 degrees Longboat Key, 67 Venice, 67 Inglewood. Not much in the way of fog around this morning being reported so far, though the potential still does exist. Daytime highs top out about where they did yesterday under mostly sunny skies. Complete forecast in a sec.
All right, some big news out of Hawaii this morning.
A federal judge is granting the state's request for a more permanent stop to President Trump's revised travel ban. U.S. District Court Judge Derek Watson blocked the revised executive order 2 weeks ago, but it's only a temporary halt through a restraining order. Well, now he agreed to convert it into a longer term on Wednesday night.
When the president makes remarks, even on the campaign trail, if it ends up leading to policies that are discriminating against people, and here the focus is discrimination based on their religion, then that's a violation of the Constitution.
And this ruling can still be appealed in the future.
Today, the Senate Intelligence Committee will hold its first public hearing into Russia's involvement in last year's election. This as the investigation into the House Intelligence Committee came to a grinding halt.
Yeah, it's been plagued by controversy and now calls for the committee chair to recuse himself. More on this from ABC's Janae Norman.
a rare bipartisan promise. The top Republican and Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee pledging a nonpartisan collaboration to get to the bottom of Russia's interference in last year's election.
And that should be a concern to all Americans, regardless of party affiliation.
Senator Mark Warner said that includes investigating disturbing reports a Russian army of so-called trolls used fake news and blasted negative stories about Hillary Clinton on the internet to hurt her chances of winning the presidency and help Donald Trump.
At least some reports, and we've got to get to the bottom of this, that there were upwards of 1,000 paid internet trolls working out of a facility in Russia.
The two senators said they'll be open throughout the investigation and even share sources.
He usually knows my sources before I do.
And let me assure you, I've also got his cell phone.
It's a far cry from the chaos unfolding across the Capitol within the House Intelligence Committee.
Doesn't apply to your committee, though.
No.
Chairman Devin Nunes is still refusing to recuse himself. The congressman who was on President Trump's transition team came under fire for rushing to brief the White House on information he received before telling his own committee. We then learned the day before he had a secret meeting with a source on White House grounds. He's still refusing to reveal the source as more Republicans are questioning his credibility.
Has he lost credibility? Are you concerned he can't lead an impartial investigation?
I think so. I really do.
Senators say their committee has looked over thousands of documents and outlined a list of 20 witnesses they plan to interview. That list includes former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, first daughter Ivanka Trump will become an official government employee. Last week's announcement that she would be informally advising her father caused some unease by ethics advocates. She'll be an official employee in the West Wing, although she still will not be paid.
A touching story out of Alabama this morning. A high school teen wants to take his grandmother to his senior prom, but the principal says no. Bryce Main asked his grandma, who he calls his nanny, to prom on his 18th birthday, but his principal is not allowing him to take her. The Board of Education thinks if Bryce takes his grandma, then future students will do it as a joke and then make the school a mockery. Now, that news is a blow to his grandma, who says that she's already bought her dress and made plans to go.
It's sad, but I hope he just didn't classify me, in the same group as other people that would serve alcohol.
Now, the prom is in 2 weeks. The story has been circulating around social media, and there's a post on Facebook that even says, "Let my grandma go to prom."
All right, 5:33, new this morning, a mother in Miami is in custody after police say she attacked her daughter's classmates twice.
Ann Keel has the details on that story.
People go far to protect their children.
Afternoon dismissal at Miami Carroll City Senior High School turned ugly Monday when police say this woman, Ernslada LaFrance, attacked one of her daughter's classmates, the sister of a girl she believes hurt her teenage daughter at the Miami-Dade County Youth Fair.
I couldn't tell if she got jumped or not.
Rumors now swirling among students who learned LaFrance is facing serious charges.
Ma'am, you were arrested for burglary with an assault or battery, strong-arm robbery with an aggravated battery, and child abuse. I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
According to the arrest report, 30-year-old LaFrance punched her face repeatedly while pulling her by the hair in the school parking lot, then took the 17-year-old's cell phone before driving away, which explains the robbery charge. But Miami-Dade Schools police tell us the violence did not end there. The teen showed up at LaFrance's Opelika home to get her phone back, where she claims she was attacked a second time by a mom detectives say admitted to taking her fight online as well. LaFrance, quote, also bragged on Facebook, telling the victim that suffering two black eyes was not the end and she would use a gun. Someone else, though, would fire 2 shots during that second incident. LaFrance telling detectives that woman is her girlfriend, 28-year-old Erlisa Evans.
I don't have kids. I wouldn't know how that feels, for my child to be attacked. It is shocking.
I see how old you are. It's time to act your age, not your shoe size. Okay?
Yeah, I understand. You're right.
Good luck to you.
Well, LaFrance will remain on house arrest once she bonds out of jail. Back in this area, a hefty fine for the owner of an assisted living facility in Bradenton. Earlier this month, Rudy's Agape House on 18th Street West only gave its 15 tenants, their families and staff, hours to leave the premises. The Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration has now issued a $12,500 fine on the facility's owner, Nancy Cushman, for failure to provide proper notification of closure to the residents. The DCF has also opened up its investigation. The house served patients who have a hard time getting other entrance into other ALFs. The Northport City Commission is now switching gears on its plans for a pool at the Butler Aquatic Center. The board voted to consider a 25-yard pool for high school and college swim meets. This comes after a previously discussed 50-meter competition pool was originally envisioned back in January. Commissioners realized that the pool wouldn't work as an economic driver, but would be better suited for local youth competitions. The proposed facility now will also include a lazy river, water slides, children's pool, and concession stands. The facility would cost about $10 to $12 million.
Well, typically that music means it's game day for baseball teams, but spring training is coming to an end here on the Suncoast. The Baltimore Orioles wrap up their home season today, and the Pittsburgh Pirates played their last spring training game yesterday. It's been a great month for spring training economically for the Suncoast. The Visitors Bureau predicts this could be a record year.
You can't overstate the importance of spring training to our business, to other businesses in the area, I'm sure, and we're extremely excited that this area has garnered the attention of other professional sports clubs. If you don't understand the significance of that, you're probably not doing business in the Sarasota and Manatee area.
The Orioles will take on the Detroit Tigers for their final game at Ed Smith Stadium today at 1:05 p.m.
A star player of the Rays is helping a charter school in Northport. Pitcher Chris Archer teamed up with the Good Sports Group to present the Imagine School in Northport with a $10,000 check for athletic and fitness equipment. Archer was on hand for the presentation. He says the equipment will help the school's baseball, softball, volleyball, and fitness programs. And he says his visit will hopefully spread some motivation as well.
I get to speak to kids and spread a positive message. And I feel like I've been blessed and I've been fortunate in my life to have some people give me a lot of positivity. So I feel like it's my duty to pay that forward.
This is the first of 3 donations to be made this season to schools in the Tampa Bay area. And one more baseball story, a new statue in Atlanta for Hank Aaron. The Braves unveiled the bronze sculpture on Wednesday at their new place called SunTrust Park. The statue is the crown jewel of the Monument Garden at the new ballpark, which opens with an exhibition game against the New York Yankees. It stands more than 9 feet tall. Wednesday's ceremony helped raise funds for Aaron's Chasing the Dream Foundation, which awards college scholarships to students all over the world. He held the record for years, most home runs.
Wow.
He beat Babe Ruth's record, and then he beat it back in the 70s. And now it's kind of murky since the guy that beat it next had some steroid issues. So at this moment, I'm not sure who owns the record since it's all under investigation.
Interesting.
That's who Hank Aaron is.
All right, well, we get a lot of retirees right here on the Suncoast, and after successful careers, they arrive healthy and happy and looking to live out their dreams.
And some of their dreams take them right to the stage. And the Silver Foxes, that's in the spotlight this week with our Linda Carson.
The Silver Foxes, made up of performers ages 55 and up, are rehearsing right now for their big 25th anniversary show at the Venice Theater this weekend. Most of the Silver Foxes are retirees. They come from a wide variety of successful careers.
We have military vets, we have some doctors, we have a few attorneys, we have housewives, we have some house husbands, we have a former ringmaster, and UPS people.
They rehearse 3 times a week, year-round, take their shows out to the community, and once a year perform at the Venice Theater. There's singing and dancing and comedy, says actress Carol Depkin.
We do a series of jogging things, jogging routines, little jokes and things, and also there are 5 of us women who are doing the Dixie Swim Club.
Carol won't say how old she is, but she does admit to being over 80. All her life, she harbored a secret desire to act, but never got the opportunity.
I was the mother of 5 children, and I worked So I didn't have much time for a lot of other things.
But since she's retired and joined the Silver Foxes, she's kicking up her heels. The same thing is true for Maria Sanchagata. She's always wanted a dance career, but life interfered.
Performed at Players and Venice Theater in shows, danced in high school, and, you know, just loved it all and did whatever I could with the working career, too.
And now, up on that stage, it's everything she dreamed it would be.
It's a real high. You get chills. I mean, when you're up there and the audience loves what you're doing, it really is a high. And it's a great opportunity to be doing this at our age.
She says it's a joyful new beginning for her, as it is for many of the Silver Foxes. And they love surprising audiences with what senior citizens can do.
And they think once you go over that hill, you're on your way sliding out, and that's it. But we're kicking and clawing and having a good time all the way out.
They just want to make you have as much fun as they're having. The Silver Foxes present Seasons of Love at the Venice Theater Thursday through Sunday with 2 shows on Saturday. Happy 25th anniversary, guys. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
What a great outlet for them, huh?
Yeah, indeed. Showing some leg there, too.
I was thinking that's great uniforms.
It's great. Awesome. Love to see it. We're looking at some pretty pleasant weather for you today. A little breezy a little bit later on. That will be the first signal that a front is approaching. May bring us some needed rain. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, well, still ahead, new health rankings coming in across Florida. How the Suncoast stacks up coming up next in your Health Smart.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
Since 1928, Kerastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota flooring.
When I turned 18, something big happened on my birthday. Every comfort that I knew, gone. This is what it feels like to age out of the foster care system in America. And this is the feeling that nearly 30,000 young people experience every year. But it can be better. You and me, working together for success beyond 18. Improve the lives of young people aging out of foster care. Learn more at jimcaseyouth.org.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Not having the fog issues that we had yesterday morning. The nearest fog is up near Brooksville, but there is the potential for a little bit of patchy fog to form, particularly around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. But temperatures are just a little bit warmer this morning, coming in at 63. Dew points also just a little bit lower, coming in at 59 as opposed to 61, which is where we were yesterday. So a slight drying of the air occurred during the overnight, enough so that we don't have quite the fog problem we had yesterday. Southeast wind coming in at about 5. The easterly component to the wind being replaced today, I think, by the southerly component, and eventually even southwesterly component as we develop that sea breeze, spiking our humidity once again. Tomorrow, we'll have a front limp through here, but really the amount of moisture necessary to support any kind of widespread shower activity will be very missing. You can see that line of clouds that's part of that frontal boundary that will be moving through here. This has the potential for severe weather in the northern Gulf Coast this morning, but by the time it makes it to us, there will not be that potential. A real nice clear indication of the spinning rotating low visible on this kind of comma-shaped pattern of that low pressure area as it moves toward the Ohio Valley. Not much in the way of any rainfall across the peninsula. Maybe the Panhandle sees a brief shower today. I don't expect to see any kind of severe weather in North Florida today. Tomorrow, slightest little chance perhaps of a thunderstorm or two, but again, I don't see any severe weather chance currently. The area of low pressure spins around, moves into the Ohio Valley. First, however, you'll get some heavier rainfall in parts of the heartland and then stretching down into the northern Gulf Coast. Louisiana Delta region this morning has the potential for flash flooding, heavy rain showers, maybe even some tornadoes. So if you're traveling today to the New Orleans airport, that could be some airport delays because of inclement weather. Later on, that threat is going to shift to the Tennessee Valley, and there, anywhere from Cincinnati back to Indianapolis, and then all the way down really to Nashville, down through perhaps Montgomery, might see potential for some severe weather as well, including gusty winds damaging hail as well as tornadoes. Nothing across the peninsula of Florida concerns us. The low pressure area takes the energy with it off to the north and to the east, and we get this kind of broken line of showers that approaches the Suncoast. Mostly sunny skies, no rain today. Breezy winds starting tonight, but particularly tomorrow, might make a little less than perfect boating weather tomorrow. And then over the weekend, we clear out and it'll be beautiful. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Sounds nice. Let's check the roads right now. You'll see a little build up already on 301 to and from downtown Bradenton, also State Road 70 in either direction. Checking farther south now into Sarasota County. A buildup right now on 41 southbound, heading toward Clark Road. Folks heading out to Siesta Key Beach early on today. Farther south down the maps in South County, a little slow down there by the construction project between Tarpon Point and Warm Mineral Springs. Took me forever to realize that's actually a machinery. That's the icon for a
digger?
A digger, yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what it was. I thought it was a dinosaur being sighted down there.
I was going to say, we got to find out what's going on at Siesta Key this early in the morning every single day lately.
That's true, too. Yes, all right. All right, that's the traffic right now. It's 5:48. Time for Health Smart. Sarasota County is ranking as one of the healthiest in the state.
That's right. The Florida Department of Health ranking puts Sarasota County in 3rd place for health outcomes and 2nd place in overall health factors. That ranking includes length of life, quality of care, physical environment, and social and economic factors. The county has a 4-year health improvement plan that intends to focus on 3 key areas, which are weight, substance abuse, and access to care. Health officials say there's been steady progress in all of those areas.
Well, this morning's Dream 18 is a golf course right in the heart of Sarasota County.
Scott Dennis takes us to the Palms Golf Club at Forest Lakes, a course that came back to life just a year ago.
Another beautiful day for golf here on the Dream 18, and today we're at the Palms Golf Club at Forest Lakes and joined by General Manager Sven Nelson. Sven, thank you so much for having us out here today. We've got a beautiful hole to play.
We do, actually. Hole number 6 is one of our better par 4s here at the golf course. It's one of our longest and most challenging, so it's definitely going to be something fun.
Let's tee it up and try it.
Well, after you.
Nope. Wow.
That'll work. We'll
All
play
right.
it.
Hit behind it.
You're about 154.
There we go.
That was better. Oh, get down. A little strong.
A little strong.
One of the things that I like to do is either two things. One, either putt from the area that we're in, or use a 6-iron. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a modified putting stroke with my 6-iron. What it's going to do is it's going to get the ball rolling, which is what we want to do, have the ball roll out towards the hole. A little strong, not bad, not bad.
I needed to hit the pin.
That's okay.
Keep it on.
Oh, it's not going to break. Yes, it is at the last minute. Oh. Oh, can I do it again?
Sven, thank you so much for having us out here today. Great course, and it's open to the public, right?
Yes, we are. We are open up to the public. We have an aquatic driving range and a few other amenities that we'd love to show off.
Awesome. Can't wait to try them all.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on the Dream 18.
I have golfed there, and I've hit many houses along the way.
Oh, gosh.
My drives will get long and then curl out.
Oh, man.
That's why I've stopped golfing. Couldn't get any better.
I mean, I probably couldn't do much better either, but it is a nice day out today, hopefully, so golf would be a good idea.
We'll have the forecast and more news after this.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
For years, I told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, underbed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
How do you get hundreds of geniuses together in one place? Well, tell them it's all for science. Check this out. More than 400 young people set a world record yesterday in downtown Toronto for the largest gathering of Albert Einstein lookalikes. The Brainy group is part of this year's Next Einstein competition. The grand prize winner will receive $10,000 for an idea designed to make the world a better place. Look at those costumes.
I'm sure Einstein wishes now he had combed his hair more often.
Oh, well, it's relative.
I think those costumes are pretty hilarious. They all would look great in them.
I got it, John. I got your John. We're going to have more local news, traffic, and more of John's humor after this.